Uh, I'm not sure. We've had a lot of time off, and we've had some practices, and most of the practices haven't been with 10 guys. But we're not the only team that's dealing with this. There's a lot of teams that are going through it, in our league, throughout the country. So you just have to be flexible and understand and try to get your work in when you can. It'd be probably a better question to ask our players, because they're the ones that are dealing with it. But from a coach's standpoint, you just try to take it one day at a time, and whoever you have at practice, you practice with, if it's individuals or if it's 4-on-4, and I know our guys are excited to play against Lasalle. That's what they like to do. Practice isn't something they look forward to every day. So it's we'll see how it goes. Some teams come back and they play well, some teams don't, and hopefully we're one of those teams that comes back and plays well on Tuesday.
Yep. And just as a quick follow up to that very thought right there, if you're playing sort of consistently under normal circumstances, you go into tomorrow and you have maybe an exact idea of what to expect and how you want to play, and having the expectation to win. And maybe that's still the case, but given just the 25 days off and some of these question marks, what do you think is sort of a reasonable expectation for, I guess, just how things might go tomorrow?
Our expectations is that we're going to go and we're going to play well and we're going to win. That's what we're going to Philadelphia to do. LaSalle has the same idea, but we're going to make no excuses. We're not going to have everybody back. So it's going to be, it is what it is. You just have to do the best you can, and our expectations is that we're going to go up there with the guys that we have, and we're going to play well enough to win. And that's the goal, and that's what we've been practicing for the last 25 days. So just got to flip the page when games are postponed and move on to the next game, and the guys that we have, hopefully we can go up there and we can play well. And that's what we're trying to do.
Happy New Year, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks. Happy New Year to you too, Rachel.
Thank you. And not having everyone back to the roster, how resourceful do you have to get, in kind of creating your lineup for tomorrow night, whether it's making a lineup, assigning roles, readjusting roles?
It's like having an injury, and like I said, everybody's going through it. It's the next man up mentality, and give somebody else an opportunity to play. And that's what we've always done when we've had an injury, and we look at COVID-19 as an injury. That guy can't play, or this guy can't play, and the next guy has to step up. Everybody's on scholarship, and when you get in your opportunity, hopefully you can produce. And that's everybody wants to play, and some guys are going to get that opportunity, and hopefully they play well.
And to follow up, just how this is happening across college basketball. I think 300 men's and women's programs have been impacted across the country. Do you think anybody could have forecasted what we saw across college basketball over the last 3 weeks?
Well, in the last 2 years, it's been like this. When we got our game canceled 2 years ago, Atlantic 10 game. Could we have seen this coming? Absolutely not. And then, you think you're through it, and then, another variant comes up. So it's life, that's how it is. And it's not always smooth, and there's going to be a lot of adversity, in everybody's life, and it's how you deal with it. We're trying to deal with it in a positive way. And, hopefully, we can get through this. Everybody can get through this, and we can have a season where everybody's playing.
Thank you.
But coming off this long pause, what has been the point of emphasis for your team to ensure that you get off on the right foot to start conference play?
Yeah, like I said, we haven't had 10 guys to practice, so it's more of individuals, 4-on-4 stuff, and trying to get the guys' wind back, getting their feel back from the ball, and that was what we've done a lot in the last couple of days. We've had enough to practice, and it's the same old thing. We go over LaSalle and what we got to do. The keys to victory against LaSalle, and and then we work on those things in practice, both offensively and defensively. It hasn't changed, since we've gotten, 10 guys back. But before that, it was all, individuals, almost like, preseason type of stuff, and fundamentals and just doing what you can do with the guys that are available. And now, the last couple of days, we've concentrated on Lasalle and what they do and what we need to do to play well and to win.
And just touching on Lasalle, the big guy inside Moore and Nickelberry, the guard, they're the only two guys that average in double figures. Care to comment on their games at all?
Yeah, they're good. Nickelberry, transfer from Louisville, can really score the ball. He can score, from beyond the arc, taking the ball back to the basket. Moore is terrific. Back to the basket guy, a double guy. He had 22 and 23 and 12 against VCU. He can shoot the ball from the perimeter. He's a really good player. Transfer from Indiana. Both those guys, but they got a bunch of really good players, one-on-one players. They got a bunch of guys that can really score the basketball, and they've always been like that, and they're like that again this year.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, and good luck in Philly tomorrow.
Thanks.
Lasalle did after falling behind early against VCU was they really got out in transition and seemed to, I think they scored 12 of their baskets off of turnovers. How important is that, knowing the layoff that you've had, to take care of the ball so you're not in those transition situations?
Layoff or not, it's transition defense is always a huge key to victory. You try to, any team that we play, you always want to try to keep the team in the half court. And one of the ways of keeping the team in the half court is by taking care of the basketball. And it's hard to run, when the opposition's taking the ball out of the basket. So it's always a key. It's going to be another key against Lasalle there. They play with 4 guards. The big guy can shoot from the perimeter. So it's really important for us to get back and really set our defense and make them play a 5-on-5 game.
It's been a very long time since the last time you guys have played, but coming off this long layoff without games and having this extended period to sit on the Virginia Tech loss, do you feel like having that much time to let that game resonate could act as an extra motivator for the team here entering conference play?
It's been so long ago. It's a month ago. Our guys, I think I forgot about it when they went home for Christmas. So no, that's not going to have, we understand we didn't play well, and there was, some circumstances behind that. But we didn't play well, and now it's, we were getting ready for Northeastern. That game, we have the 24-hour rule, and we move on, and we were getting ready for Northeastern, and that was canceled, and we started moving on to the next game, and so forth. So that game is in the rearview mirror, and we're worried about that in the off season, and but right now it's it's Lasalle. That's all we're concentrating on, and hopefully, like I said, we can play well.
And you'd kind of mentioned the conditioning side of things and just kind of getting your wind back. And, with 4 games in 10 days coming here out of this pause, all in different cities, do you feel that the conditioning of the team is where it needs to be? And how important is that next man up mentality going to over this next little stretch?
We haven't practiced. So, I think you probably answered your own question there. We've been playing 4-on-4, a lot of individuals, and, so conditioning will be a factor. Hopefully, we can get through it and play, a couple more guys, but yeah, conditioning will be a factor. And, we got veteran guys. So, hopefully that they're in good shape, but it's just basketball playing, for 40 minutes up and down, and trying to get back into basketball shape. And it's been hard to do, because we haven't had 10 guys. But we shall see. And, that's, probably have to make a few adjustments and so forth as the game goes along, but hopefully, our guys are ready to play.
Thanks.
So you mentioned it's been a long time between practices, formal practices. So between some of the issues that showed up during the Virginia Tech game, be it defensive issues, rebounding issues, despite the lack of the formal practices, how has the team been able to kind of work on that over the course of the last 3 weeks?
It's been hard to work on, when you're doing individuals and not a lot of, defense or rebounding going on. But when we got out, 8 guys back, we were able to, play 4-on-4 and, and guard the ball better and, do some rebounding drills and so forth. So, You know, it hasn't been perfect. It's not the best situation, but like I said, it is what it is, and everybody's going through it, or has gone through it, or is going to be going through it. So like I said, we make no excuses. We're ready to play, and hopefully we can play better than the last time we played.